Hi, so I'm going to tell you about the weirdest province I know, Quebec. This is where I live and I just don't understand it. At the moment, who's in power is the Parti Québécois, and they seem to think that being racist is okay. I'm not talking about being racist against a certain religion group. I'm not talking about being racist against a certain nationality. I'm talking about racist to people who don't have a mother tongue of French. First off, I would just like to say that if you saw the election polls, for those who voted for the Parti Québécois, nobody in Montreal voted, except maybe one region wanted them. It's all the rural areas that wanted them. People in the metropolitan area, we're bilingual. We're trilingual. We speak several languages. You speak to me in Spanish, I will answer you. So I don't understand why people in the rural areas have such a problem learning a second language. Stop being lazy. Like over a year ago, there was this huge debate over not hiking education fees. Like because the students were like rallying in the streets. So fine, so she didn't hike it. Politic actually got the student leader of the strikes to be in charge of one of the, I don't know what you call it, sections in Laval. And that's the only section in Laval that actually voted for her. Everything else was not Parti Québécois. So she tried to get the student vote, but now she's, with her new Bill 14, she's trying to restrict the education language. I don't get it. You want that? They're saying you want to get more education, and you're saying, yeah, you're not allowed to learn. If you're French, you're not allowed to learn more English. If you're English, well, you gotta learn French. Like, it's not fair. Like, just limiting more and more. When people want to get more educated, apparently, but their voting doesn't go well with it. See, this is what I don't understand. If somebody tried to shoot me the day I got elected, I would stop being such a horrible person and decide to be nice. Because I love my life and don't want to die. Clearly, Pauline Marois doesn't love her life. If she did, she wouldn't be so horrible. I think Pauline Marois is very lazy. I think she should learn from children. This is what children do at elementary school. For example, I went to an elementary school where there was a high Arabic population, so a lot of people spoke Lebanese. So instead of going, start speaking Lebanese, I learned a few words. So if someone was insulting me, I knew. So you should do the same thing. If you're afraid people are talking behind your back, trying to make it possible to get out of a job, trying to ruin your quality of life, learn the language. I really think that Pauline will learn from children. For example, if children don't want to play with a kid, they won't play with a kid. They'll just reject them from the group, but they won't kick them out of the classroom. But she thinks that it's okay to kick people out of school systems, health systems, out of the province, out of jobs, just because they're not francophones. See, the problem is, I know a lot of francophones, and all the francophones I know speak more than one language. They speak English and French. I think Pauline must have failed geography, because last I checked, we're in the country of Canada, which is bilingual and has 2 official languages. Therefore, if I ask for service in English, I should be able to be served. If I ask for service in Spanish, you should mime to me that you don't understand what I'm saying, and not just point to a sign saying you only speak French. If you don't speak French, you're not served. Because really, is that how we want to live? I think it's horrible that Pauline is so racist and so openly racist. She's a public figure. She has to behave herself. Instead, we have this example for children that it's okay to be racist. I mean, she's not discriminating based on skin color, which nobody has control. She's discriminating based on their mother tongue, which nobody has control over. They didn't decide what language to start speaking. They just spoke whatever they heard. Actually, Pauline Marois should act like a baby. Babies come into the world, they don't talk anything. They don't understand anything. They learn the language they hear. She's afraid of the language quality of French in Quebec, and she's attacking Anglophones and allophones. Hello, don't ask us to speak French properly. It's the Quebecers that don't know how to speak French properly. I asked, just get the them an email from them, they can't even understand the spelling. It's so stupid. It's ridiculous. I don't mean that they're spelling in slang. I mean that they don't know how to spell words. French has a really complicated grammar, so I understand if you don't know if it's accent aigu or accent aigu e or I. Whatever. Who cares? But when you don't know if it's QU or a C, well, that's the problem. Are you putting K's all over the place? Learn how to spell. There's a dictionary, there's autocorrect. I don't understand why texts are being written in such bad language on computers. See, I'm in the young generation, so I'm very technologically savvy. I can type without looking at the keyboard. A lot of people can't, like the older generation. So by forcing the keyboards to be in French, when the person's trying to write something in English, they don't really know it, but it's depressing because the drawing on the keyboard is not the same as what the letters being punched out. So you're really not helping people in the work environment by forcing French keyboards, French software, French computers. So apparently, babies are smarter than Quebecers, according to Politic. So thank you for watching this, and please leave your comments. I'd like to hear different point of views about this subject. Thank you.